I'm excited. So, any questions you got for me?
What are you feeling right now?
All right, so here's what I'm feeling right now. After almost a year of riding the Dragon prototype, today I have never ridden the production model that is available to the rest of the world. And you guys are getting a heck of a board because you have a race board that is really capable of competing on a racetrack with any other race board that's out there. I mean, even if you're not on a racetrack, just riding around and carving is truly amazing. And I'll go over 4 major things that this board does that no other board in the industry does, and I'll tell you why specifically. So I wish I could label these in 4 different categories, but basically this board offers the trucks are mounted away from the deck, as you can see here. So the trucks are mounted away from the deck. The extended geometry gives you a full 15 degrees of tilt before you get any binding interference. So if you've ever had a board that's suffered from, the front wheels hitting the deck when you try and turn sharp, or a board that when you turn, the wheels are hitting your feet. Oh my God, especially in the back. If you're turning too sharp and all of a sudden your foot hits the rear wheels, you're putting the foot brakes on a skateboard. So the fact that the wheels are extended away from the deck solves a mechanical problem that we've all had. If you're wearing a size 13 like me, and you got big feet, and you're riding a board that's normal. This is extended. This is different. The first advantage that this board has over every other board that comes out, I mean, you can modify anything to be anything, but this just solves it out the box. The trucks are mounted and extended, so the geometry is like perfect. Next, you got the pivot shaft trucks. Now, a lot of people look at these trucks and say, wow, very complicated. Yes, they are. And we can't keep riding trucks that was designed for kicking and flipping courageously and with all the fun in the world. Skateboards weren't meant for that. I mean, skateboards were, but a race board wasn't meant for that. So having a board that's stable at speed, that you can adjust for specific racetracks and tuning for specific racetracks is an advantage that every racer needs. Of course, if it works great on a racetrack, it's going to be phenomenal in the streets for just daily carving, daily riding. That's been proven throughout the years. If you win on Sunday, it's on the floor on Monday to be sold. That's one of the rules of racing, how this technology and these sports kind of go. This board gives you all of that. To sum that up, the pivot shaft trucks with all the different angles that are available. You can raise the rods and get different degrees of turning radiuses. To put it fancy, but to make it real simple, these trucks are not over-engineered at all. They are complete mastery over the X, Y, and Z axis. So, when you're in a turn at 30 miles an hour and you need to turn more, this board just does it. Does it. It's way more sophisticated than the average rider is ready for. When you jump on it, you won't be the average rider no more. You will instantly realize, oh, my limitations are no longer my limitations. You can go looking for some new limitations and enjoy finding them, because the board has limits that you will not reach for a long, long time. Now, another thing, this board does come in a standard version, a standard length. I personally love the fact that it also comes in an extra long version, an extended length.
I have found my stance.
If you've ever had a short stance, or if you've ever stood on a long board, what's considered a long board, and you're 6'3", 6'4", you totally understand that board ain't long enough. When you're hitting turns and you're hitting aggressive braking, the shorter your feet are together, the harder it's going to be to not tip over. When you've got a wider stance and a perfect triangle, instead of an isosceles triangle, I believe it is, you're just going to get way more turning, control, stability, and what we like to call the wonky is totally avoidable now. And that's when you got a short stance and you hit the brakes and you tip over. But if your legs are spread out, it's almost impossible to tip over.
Once I got on it and I spread my feet out, I was like, I have found my stance.
Because, big enough lever moves the world. So you want the proper stance if you're as tall as I am. And the feeling of finding your stance on these boards is incredible because it's never been done before. You've never had that option before. It's the best landscape I've ever stood on. It's a great foundation. So those are the main 3 reasons. The length of the trucks being extended from the deck, the trucks having all the bearings and ergonomics and smoothness. I like to say it's like if a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini had a baby. The power is there and it can handle the power, but it's also so plush and smooth that you feel like you're floating. So like a Rolls Royce. So you get the best of both worlds. So those are the main 3, and I think the final is one that's like super bonus that gives you a board again that no other board option gives you. You can change the height of the deck. So it comes up, it comes high, but you can lower it about 1.5 inches, maybe a little more, and lower your center of gravity. So when you are on the racetrack, your center of gravity is way more flowy and just helps increase your comfortability at speed. I was doing 40 miles an hour plus, like 43, almost 44 miles an hour. And I was carving hard. The stability is there, the control is there, and the ability, if I didn't say that word already, it's amazing. So the fact that you can control the deck height, change the deck height, gives you so many more areas to play with. And you don't have to drop it the full inch. You could drop it 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches. So you've got multiple levels to play with to find what feels good for you or, what you're deciding to do that day. Up high gives you maneuverability, down low gives you stability, basically, long story short. So, in a nutshell, each feature solves a specific biomechanical or engineering problem. It's not just a cool design. It's not just something that's over-engineered. There's actual logic behind this board. There's actual logic behind each piece of this board. And when all those 4 pieces come together, plus, there's other things in store too, but those are just the main 4. When those 4 pieces come together, you got a board that is unlike any other. There's an all-terrain version coming out, so you got more options that way. And what else we got? There's the mini, there's the standard length deck, so you got there's the pro, there's big motors, there's so many different options that this board comes in. I like to call it the erector set of boards, or the Legos of boards, because you can build a board that's really dynamically what you want. It's already very adjustable out the box. And then when you just start dealing with the different options, ordering different options, it even adds more to the plate. So I was going to be riding this board at eSkateCon, but I will not be riding it at eSkateCon this year. There's a lot of depression and mental anguish that's in the world right now because of that, and I feel your pain. When you look forward to meeting all your friends and family once a year, to find out that your family reunion has been canceled is like unacceptable. I love you guys. You guys love me. We love each other. We love riding together. We love e-skate. And so I'm still going to go to Vegas because I hope to meet whoever comes there and dealing with the mental anguish. It's something that we talk about, but we don't talk about it. Nobody wants to be that vulnerable. And it hurt, man. It hurt because, like I said, I'm spoiled. I like seeing my friends. I like seeing my family, and I like doing what we do. And so, yeah, I'm spoiled. Not ashamed to admit it. And if you've ever been to Vegas and ridden 14 miles of smooth road around the Red Rock, you'll understand. It's very spiritual, awakening spot. Vegas in general, the Red Rock, the wetlands, and just being around all the friends and family, like I said, that race and ride and recruit. And, it's just a chance to build with people that understand our love language, which is skateboarding, and what we're so passionate about. So, yeah, being silenced sucks, but we are not silenced. We are still racing. So, yeah, I'll definitely be out there. I have some boards for you all to ride and demo. I'll have about 4 or 5 boards with me, 6, 7 boards or so. So come on out, man. Meet me there. Let's go for a ride. And let's deal with our depression together, because, when you're not alone and you don't feel like you're alone, you can draw strength from the community. That's something that we need to do more and more of. And I just wanted to come out here and talk about the launch of the new board, talk about the direction of Skate Racing Academy, talk about the exciting, dynamic board that is the Dragon, and just tell the community I love you guys, and I look forward to seeing you. And we still got a lot of miles to roll on, so take a deep breath and woosah the bad away, and let's continue to roll, because we got a lot of rolling to do. And this board, good Lord, this thing is so much fun to ride. Can't wait for y'all to ride it. And that's the thing. Before I get off here, if you do see me, please ask to ride this thing, because you can't understand the Cheetah-namic of it. It has a very Cheetah-namic feel. Are you familiar with Cheetah-namic? No? Ride this board and you'll totally understand. It's not just nimble, it's dynamic. It's not just dynamic, it's you get what I'm saying. It's Cheetah-namic. It's very nimble. It moves around. A cheetah can run 70 miles an hour and it ain't falling. That's the only other name I think we could have called this board, was Cheetah. It's a dragon because this thing is going to breathe some fire on the racetrack for sure. But it's like a cheetah hunting down its prey. Very nimble, very fast, and the stability. One of the things that makes a cheetah so nimble is because of that long tail it has. It like counterbalances the weight and the movements. So it's like a gyroscopic thing. If you ever studied cheetahs, all right, look them up and you'll understand how this board moves. Very fluid, very dynamic, very nimble, very Cheetah-namic. Cheetah-namic. That's all I got. So, Skateboards Electric, hell of a job, man. Thomas, you are a true visionary. Skate Racing Academy. I'm glad to bring you and introduce to others the board that we will be racing all summer long on. Look for me to do some pop-up races at some events. Definitely be broadcasting, going live with it, and it's going to be a great summer. It's only March, so this is just the beginning. I'll see you guys at the end of the summer. I'll probably do another wrap up and tell you how tired I am, because this is a board you don't want to get off of. I usually do 50, 60 mile days. I'm really looking forward to doing a 50, 60 mile day on this Dragon. I don't know if my face can take the smile. My legs can take it. I don't know what it's going to feel like to smile for 60 miles. This hard, screaming underneath my helmet, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is so much fun. Before I say something that embarrasses myself even more, enjoy the ride, guys. I'll be bringing it to you as, 1, 2, 3, 4 boards at a time if I can. Never riding, your favorite rider or not, signing out. Thank you very much, guys. Love you.